Good day, folks, and welcome to the Anorak Review Show with your host, the Anorak. Seeing how we're in February again, the month of love and romance, I see fit to look at an album that's mostly about affairs, breakups, and cheating. And it's by Fleetwood Mac. I kid, of course. What can be said about Fleetwood Mac? Next to Foreigner, there are, in my opinion, one of the best bands that happen to feature both British and American members in its various rosters and lineups. Plus, it's quite a challenge to describe them as to what kind of musical genre or genres that they are in. They're blues music, they're pop music, they're soft rock, art rock, blues rock. They're just a rock band, and a bloody good one. Named after two of their founding members, and possibly the only continuous ones, bassist John McVie and drummer Mick Fleetwood, the band was first founded in around 1967 as a blues band, and already made something of a hit in 1968 with the instrumental song Albatross, after having released 2 studio albums earlier that year. And across the 1970s, they were starting to wane into obscurity a bit. Not to disparage the quality of their albums at the time, but they weren't exactly big hits or sellers, not helped by various members joining, replacing, and leaving, such as Dave Walker, Jeremy Spencer, and the late 3, Bob Welch, Danny Kirwan, and Peter Green. However, came 1975, and 2 new up-and-coming members from the US of A, guitarist Lindsey Buckingham and vocalist Stevie Nicks, as well as their second self-titled album, or the White Album as some have come to call it, obviously representing a fresh new start for the band. Although I might notice a pattern of eponymous albums by bands being the white ones. The Beatles, Fleetwood Mac, Avenged Sevenfold, even a few black albums as well by Prince, Jay-Z, The Damned, and Metallica. If I ever get a band of my own off the ground, chances are good I'll make an album called, like, The Beige Album or something. Anyways, the success of that album encouraged the band to continue with their next work. However, things were starting to not go so well behind the scenes in the studio. Breakups, divorces, love affairs, and quite a bit of drug abuse. I wonder if any of them ever had China Cat like Roy Harper did that one time. But in spite of, or rather because of such turmoil, Fleetwood Mac found their muses and eventually got the album made and released, not only to unanimous praise, but also receiving diamond and platinum certifications, winning Album of the Year in the Grammy Awards, selling over 10 million copies within the first month of release, and ultimately selling 40 million overall, making it one of the best-selling albums of all time, up there with Eagles' Hotel California, Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon, AC/DC's Back in Black, and Michael Jackson's Thriller. But does this album really deserve all the hype and praise it had for the last 45 years? Well, that's what we're going to find out today, so let's dig into Fleetwood Mac's Rumours. And going off the cover alone is pretty simple, but it's that simplicity that makes it iconic. Keeping with the previous album's theme, it's essentially a black and white image of 2 of the members, here being the drummer Mick Fleetwood and a new member and vocalist Stevie Nicks. And one of them is of course holding a little crystal ball, as with the previous album had. And the title itself, Rumours, could very well reflect the very behaviours and very conflicts that were going on during the making of this album. As I said, with them breaking up and kind of cheating on each other. And speaking of cheating, from the look of things, it seems Mick's balls have already dropped. Wait, did this inspire Michael Bay's idea for the Devastator testicles in Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen? But anyways, it's a decent, yet very familiar, and all around, like I said, it's all around iconic. And in the back, we can see all the members, no doubt in their happiest during working on the album. And apparently, Jeff Lynne of ELO was a brief member of Fleetwood Mac at one point. Who knew? But even with such a cool cover like this, let's find out if the music itself can live up to such an iconic cover and such praise and hype. We begin the album with Secondhand News, an opener that succeeds in setting the tone and mood for the entire album, even with its range, styles and sounds. Written by Lindsey Buckingham, this is a jiving tune that mixes together elements of disco, folk, and even a bit of Celtic music, and it deals with the breakup between himself and Nyx, and the hope for a potentially new romance, especially when things go so bad and rough. And even if they don't go well either, he won't miss them anyways, because in the end, he's just secondhand news, as in yesterday's news, no longer relevant or wanted by anyone. And he'd rather be left in the tall grass doing his stuff with peace of mind, expressing a carefree state of mind, especially when he casually scats during the chorus bits. Plus, the guitar solo near the end is just gorgeous, like, and apparently, as part of the percussion, Lindsey struck a chair made out of a particular leather fabric material called Norga hide to go along with the beat. So in a way, it's kind of like having part of your drum kit be the actual drum stool itself that you'd otherwise sit on. Hell, half the whole kit consists of drum chairs or drum stools. And let's see and hear what sounds that would produce. All of one of them. After that, we come to one of the more well-known songs of the album, Dreams. Written by good old Stevie Nicks, this was the second single in the US, while here in the UK it was the third. The music is very calm, serene, and even, if you pardon the pun, dreamy in a way. Stevie's vocals are supported by mixed jazzy drums, John's endearing bass, and both acoustic and what sounds like a pedaled electric guitar by Lindsey. Like with the previous song, this deals with a bit of heartache and breakup, from Stevie's point of view this time around of course. In the verses, she addresses how her lover wants their freedom, but she wants them to listen to the sound of their loneliness. You know, when I try to listen to my loneliness, I end up hearing Despacito for some reason. Then she sees her crystal visions and keeps them to herself, knowing the same old kiss and make up routine. And in the bridge sections, she goes on to state how even a single heartbeat can drive someone mad, reminding them of what and whom they had and ultimately lost. And in the fantastic chorus, she brings up how the same way thunder and lightning only occur whenever it rains, players will love and only love if ever they actually are playing and seeking out the opportunity. And like with the rain, women will eventually come and inevitably go. And after they wash you clean, you'll know for absolute sure what and whom kind of person they really are, and what kind of person you maybe are. It's a really good example of less is more in music, both musically and lyrically. And I can easily chill to such a song like this. It is that soothing and relaxing. I'd recommend it, but you probably already have listened to it before, especially thanks to a particular recent TikTok video and whatnot. Next is Never Going Back Again. Once again written by Lindsey Buckingham, this is the shortest song of Rumours, clocking at around 2 minutes and 14 seconds. It's a simple country-influenced track where he sings and plays a lone yet vibrant acoustic guitar, lamenting how he's been down once or twice, But now he's found a new relationship, and he swears to never repeat his same mistakes again. Hopefully. Maybe. Then he tells us how we don't know what it means to win. However, I do know what it takes to win. I remember a time when Captain Crunch hired someone to kill Count Chocula, because the latter was spreading supposed lies about the former. Boy, those times were weird. Anyways, Lindsay himself stated that the song and its lyrical content aren't meant to be taken all that seriously or all that deep anyway. Just by his own words, a miniature perception of things. And that's fine. Some songs like that are just meant to be left that way in the end, even if we tend to read too deep into anything and everything. Afterwards is another familiar song, Don't Stop. Written by the keyboardist Christine McVie, this was the second single over here in the UK, whilst in the US it was the third. And funny enough, like in most of the songs, in most of the songs the respective writer would be the lead vocal, here though, Lindsay does most of the vocals here, while Christine only sings the second verse and the last few lines. Maybe she thought Lindsay's voice sounded better here than her own would. Who knows? Anyways, this is one of the more optimistic and positive songs here, with both the music and lyrics expressing Christine's feelings of confidence and optimism after going through such a separation with John. Most of the lyrics here are in a second person, so it's sort of like Christine telling herself to not stop thinking about tomorrow, to look on the bright side of things, and that things will get better from there on, especially when yesterday is gone. However, as long as the Beatles song Yesterday keeps getting covered by so many people, it'll never be gone. Anyways, the piano also really drives the rhythm of the track, along with the bass and drums. Plus, Lindsay's little guitar solo here is also really just as cool and pleasant, managing to be both mellow and active. If you ever want a song to listen to so you can get your spirit kick-started and your mood lifted up again a bit, give this song a try and don't stop listening to it. It'll get better. And then we come to probably the most famous song of Rumours, if not all of Fleetwood Mac, Go Your Own Way. No doubt one of my favourites of this album, and possibly all of Fleetwood Mac's discography. Yet again, the writing of Lindsey Buckingham, it is, what else, about the breakup between him and Stevie. However, this is him at his most emotional and most blunt. So much so that even Stevie clearly caught on to it. Apparently she demanded him to remove the line of packing up, shacking up is all you want to do. But in spite of this demand, or rather out of spite, he still kept it in. And as for the rest of the lyrics, Lindsay questions how can he change the way he feels about things, and how can he give Stevie his world if he's not going to take it. Although I don't think she can take it because the rent of the world don't seem very cheap. And repeating ad nauseum that he says that she can go her own way. She can leave and forget about him whenever she likes, and she can spend more days being alone without companionship. Lindsey Buckingham, the original MGTOW. Anyways, the music here is just epic and powerful. I don't think I can describe it in the most simplest or complex of words. Mix Rolling Stone-esque drumming as well as Lindsay's climactic solo are just fantastic. Probably the best guitar solo from Lindsay yet, in my opinion. This is a relatable rocker. I highly recommend it. Side 1 ends with Songbird, a soft and beautiful piano ballad, also written by Christine McVie, to close out the first half. While Don't Stop is bright and bouncy, this is somewhat more slow and almost somber. However, both still express a sense of hope and serenity. No hard feelings at all. No trying to get back at someone or any personal pet peeves. just pure and simple honesty and happiness. This can be seen as either a love song or a farewell song to her love. How after so much darkness and grief, the sun will shine and there'll be no more crying. And there's even a bit of continuity / reference to the previous track when Christine sings, "To you, I'll give the world." But while Lindsay expresses uncertainty when he sings, "Maybe I'll give you my world," like maybe he might or might not, here though, Christine is absolutely certain. Now, I don't know if I'm absolutely sure if that was intentional or was just a bit of a coincidence, but still, little detail. However, as long as she's whoever she's singing about, things will be alright, and she wishes them the very best of love in the world, especially when it comes from herself. It's a really underrated Fleetwood Mac song, which may or may not say something, and I dare to say, I enjoy this slightly more than Don't Stop. Unpopular opinion, I know, but still an opinion of mine. And apparently, as a little interesting fact, she wrote and composed the song close to midnight and remained awake the whole night so she wouldn't forget the melody and chord structure until she actually got it recorded all out. Now, knowing that, I can definitely relate to her in a way. But here it's with scripting, filming, editing, and uploading these episodes.